Brooke Eagle, and we are back with another episode of the Forsyth Mags podcast. And today I have three very special guests. I have Tammy and Angie with the Crisis Control Ministry, and then I have Claire, the restaurateur of Winston-Salem, owner of The Porch, Alma, East of Texas. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
It feels like it's more than that.
It does to me too.
And we are going to be talking about Hope du Jour, among other things today.
Yes, that's coming up soon.
I know, May 7th, right?
May 7th, that's
Which is
right.
a Tuesday.
Tuesday, always the first, it's the first Tuesday of the first full week in May.
Oh, okay.
So that's good to remember. It's the 33rd one, actually 34th, right? If we count the
year,
it's the 34th year.
Wow.
But during COVID, we had a little different thing, so sometimes we call it the 33rd.
But you still did it.
And it's still, so really,
Hope du Jour.
33rd and a
we'll
half.
take it 34th.
Hope du
There you
Jour.
go. Right,
0.5.
perfect.
Yeah, Hope du Jour is the same age as me. I'm 34 too. So
wow.
It started in 1990, I guess.
Yes, it did. Absolutely.
Very cool. So how has it evolved over the last 34 years?
Well, it started out with just a few restaurants that came together and said, hey, how can we help out Crisis Control Ministry? Not only was it to help Crisis Control, but to help them a little bit too, because they had a lot of their servers were coming to us for assistance. They found on occasion that they needed help. But more than that, Tuesdays were slow. This is how we came up with Tuesdays. So this is a win-win for everybody. It's a great way to get people out on Tuesdays, which is a slow day for restaurants. For our goal is to have restaurants get more business, for people to have a great excuse to get together with family or friends or go out for drinks or coffee, do that little extra, treat yourself a little bit extra that day. Plus, it helps Crisis Control Ministry, and it is our biggest event of the year.
Okay. How many restaurants are doing it this year?
So they're still signing up. And hey,
wow.
if a restaurant's listening out there and you listen to Claire and you see, hey, this is a great idea, well, sign up.
Yeah.
You've still got time to. We have over 100 right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, and all kinds of different types of restaurants. So it's a great opportunity to try somebody that you haven't.
Yeah.
Or to visit an
Well,
old
and you
favorite.
can make it an all-day affair. You can go out for breakfast somewhere, lunch somewhere different, coffee
Absolutely.
somewhere, dinner somewhere.
Go out for drinks because it's food, and it's not just restaurants, it's food and beverage establishments.
Good to know.
And takeout. Now, don't forget, and you got to pick out takeout from a place like The Porch that has it for make and take meals. Then you can buy a whole week's worth of food.
There you go.
And continue helping Crisis Control.
So, Claire, how long have your restaurants been a part of Hope du Jour?
I think that we started the first year the porch was open. So
Okay.
So we are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year. So
Oh,
I think this
congratulations.
is like 11 for us. Yeah, exactly. So I think it was the first year, and Nancy, a friend who had been getting my meal delivery service, approached me, and I had never heard of it. And even though I obviously had been around, I lived in Winston-Salem, but I was like, yeah, why not? And it was crazy. I think maybe that first year was also on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, we have always done it since then. And like she said, during COVID, there was a little, I forget which I'll do a little differently. You had it later, maybe in September. But
We had takeout. That's kind of when we started people thinking about takeout, because before that they were thinking about just going out. But now people are thinking more about takeout or taking it out for another day, or just drinks.
yeah, desserts. You've got bakeries and whatnot, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
but we've always had a great partnership. And Hope du Jour is, like she said, their main event, but we also do a lot of stuff with them throughout the year, and I've always felt like that's a great way to strengthen the community here in Winston-Salem.
Yeah. So all three restaurants are a part of it.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Angie, let's talk to you.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So, how long have you been with Crisis Control?
9 whole months.
Wow. I thought you were about to say years. Brand new. I like it.
Brand new, yeah. So I'm getting my first experience of Hope du Jour on this side of things, and it has been amazing.
Are you from the Winston area?
I am. I live in Stokes, but I've been here working in Forsyth County for about 10 years now.
Okay.
So it's still home, but I'm still learning about all these restaurants and these breweries that I didn't know that were here, and bakeries that are opening up, that have just opened. And so there's like there's too many places to visit all in one day. I think I'm going to gain about 12 pounds.
Worth it. All for a good cause.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I love it. So, crisis control, I know this is their biggest event of the year. Is there anything else that is coming up that we should know about?
Well, we just had something that was really amazing. I got to give a shout out to all of our preschools. We had 70 preschools and elementary schools participate in our We Care cereal drive. And that's where they donate cereal to help another kid. And so it's we neighbors helping we neighbors is what we called it.
That's cool.
And so we had about 13,000, actually a little over 13,000 kids participate this year.
Wow.
Which was almost twice as many as we did last year. We had about 6,400 kids participate last year. And last year we got 10,000 boxes of cereal, or right at 10,000 boxes of cereal. So we're hoping we'll get we'll get a huge amount in again this year. And that's enough to help us really keep our clients in cereal pretty much throughout the year.
Wow. That's awesome.
Each kid just bringing in a box or two. And I think it's a great example of how you can do just a little. If everybody just does a little, then we all can do a lot together.
Yeah, that is so true. I think I saw like a viral video from Louisville Elementary. Was that for the cereal?
Well, I tell you what, there were tons of videos that were out there everywhere. I think it encouraged every school to stack up their cereal and put it in a Domino's chain. But they did all sorts of fun things. There's Sedge Garden United Methodist Church Preschool. They have participated in this for many, many years. I think as many years as we've been doing it. And they've created a cereal bowl. It is taking a cereal bowl, putting cereal in it, and dipped it in epoxy, and it's the trophy that goes from year to year. The class that gets the most cereal, they get to actually keep the cereal bowl for the year.
Oh, that's
and
so
so
cool.
when we collected there, it was so exciting. They had almost 1,300 boxes of cereal for the kids that were there, and the preschool kids all lined up down the halls and cheered for us as we took out 25 huge bins of cereal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we completely filled the truck.
That's awesome.
Again, that's the way that little kids or little donations can make a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite cereal?
What's my favorite cereal? Oh, that's hard to say, but I can tell you this. I asked all the kids at Sedge Garden, and I got Cheerios, Cheerios, Cheerios. And one little boy told me, no, I don't like Cheerios. I like Oreos. And I
My kind of dude.
That's not a cereal. And he said, but I can still dunk it in milk. So this is a kid after my own heart.
Oh, that's
It
cute.
would probably be a good product. I mean,
Yes, it was.
Claire, what's your favorite cereal?
I mean, I love actually Golden Grahams. I don't know. I don't eat cereal that often anymore, but that's one of my favorites to pour on ice cream or snack on.
Oh, there you go.
I had to think
What about you,
that.
Angie?
Yeah.
I am a huge cereal eater, so cereal is good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You know, the midnight snack, it works for that too. It's very versatile.
And you don't even have to have milk. You can just reach in and grab it.
Absolutely, you can put it in a baggie, take it to you for lunch, for the midday snack. I mean, it's an all-around good food. So we love having all those boxes. But for me, it's a tie between Sugar Pops and Honey Nut Cheerios. I like the sweet stuff. So,
I forgot about Sugar Pops.
yeah.
How about you, bro?
Captain Crunch all the way.
Peanut butter or regular?
Regular with berries. Yeah.
Yep.
Even though it kind of hurts the roof of your mouth, that's okay. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles kind of guy.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I will run over somebody for some Fruity Pebbles.
There's
I love it.
a podcast topic. What does it say about you? Your favorite cereal? I think.
Sounds like we need to do a podcast.
Exactly.
So, Claire, I have another question for you. I'm sure you get this question all the time, but if you are not eating at one of your restaurants, where are you going to go?
We have a few. I won't say exactly but we do have a few that we really go to. A lot.
Yeah.
But we do try to get out to new places.
Yeah.
It's just hard. You get in a routine and a rhythm. And we have 3 kids. One's in college, but the other 2 are at home. And I don't know. It's like I feel like every night is just a free for all where we're finally like 7 o'clock. Okay, what
are we doing?
Who's eating? Where are we going?
Right.
You know,
Who's having cereal for dinner tonight?
Exactly. So I try to cook probably 2 or 3 nights a week, and then we'll have leftovers. So
There you go.
yeah, and we don't actually eat but we don't go out to eat at our own restaurants because the kids get so annoyed because I can't just sit there and enjoy it. It's like, I'm like, why is this happening? The lighting isn't right. This should have had
Things that no one else would notice.
Oh my gosh, yes. So they're just like, no thanks.
That's
they have
hilarious.
to get takeout under an assumed name.
That's great. I love it. Well, we love supporting all of your restaurants and all the local restaurants. We're actually doing Girls' Night Out the day because it's typically on a Tuesday because it's a slower restaurant night. So Girls' Night Out is Wednesday or Thursday of that same week. So at Midtown. So we'll be we're going out to eat all week that week.
Now, Midtown is a Hope du Jour restaurant. Maybe you can talk them into donating that.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will chat with them about that. Yeah, because
we did just give them a plug here, you know.
There you go. I love Midtown. They have a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Tammy, how long have you been with Crisis Control?
Well, I've actually been on staff only a little over a year.
Really?
But
I feel like I've been working with you for way longer than that.
Yeah, you have. I worked in an advertising agency before that, and Crisis Control was one of my. They were my favorite clients. So, and now I'm on staff here. So actually being on staff, I haven't been on that long, but yes, I've been working with Crisis Control for a very long time and worked very many Hope du Jours.
So what drew you to Crisis Control?
Well, the story was, I don't know if you know Judy Holcomb Pack, who used to be the marketing director at Crisis Control. Well, before she was there, she was at the Atrium Furniture Mall. And one night we were working very late on an ad for Martha Stewart magazine. It was a 1-column by a 2-inch ad. Teeny tiny little thing, and all the restaurant or all the stores wanted their furniture in the ad, and so we're sitting there at 7 o'clock at night, and I said, "Oh, I really wouldn't mind working this hard if it really meant something in someone's life." And it was like you could just hear those words hang in the air. And within the year, Judy had left and gone to Crisis Control, and almost my entire client base had moved from fashion and furniture to nonprofit organizations.
Wow.
So I would have to say it was divine intervention and being open to it. That's
very
what got me to
cool.
Crisis Control.
I love that story. I haven't heard that one before. That's awesome. So, Claire, what drew you to the restaurant world?
Honestly, we moved here and I was not working. My kids were really, really little, and I was trying to figure out what to do and thought about going back to, I had been a lawyer before. I was thinking about going, back into that, taking the bar here in North Carolina. And then, I don't know, I just started cooking food, like Tex-Mex kind of food, and got more and more into that and started sharing that with friends and family, and that became Dinners on the Porch, which was like the dinner delivery business. And I did that for 3 or 4 years, and then I kept saying like, "Oh, I'm so glad I don't own a restaurant. If I ever talk about opening a restaurant, please just remind me of that." And then I don't know.
And everybody just turned their head when you said, "Why didn't you remind me of that?"
So,
why didn't you tell me?
Exactly. But it is really fun. And what I love the most about it, I think, is the community element of it. And kind of, I try to, one of my main goals in each of the restaurants is to have that kind of third space feel to where you can like hang out. It doesn't necessarily need to be, a perfect setup. It's not necessarily like you have to think too much in advance. You can just go, hang out, enjoy, come as you are.
I love that. Yeah. East of Texas is right by our house, so we end up there a lot, and the vibe is perfect.
Yeah,
especially this time of year.
Oh my gosh, Saturday was like so perfect. Yeah, it was our 1-year anniversary, and it was like just. We couldn't have like ordered better weather.
That's awesome.
We were so lucky.
So the porch is 10 years. East of Texas just turned 1.
Yep. And Alma, I don't know. It's COVID was right in the middle. We had been open about maybe almost exactly 2 years. Is that right? Yeah, 18, 19, when COVID happened. And we were closed off and on for, I don't know, until this year, really. So, I mean, not completely closed, but... I don't know. So I don't know how to count that.
Yeah.
But we're about halfway through at least. I'll put it that way.
Well, you were something for managing 3 restaurants during a pandemic.
Yeah, it was a lot. But it was, a lot of, honestly, at that time we did a lot of, even probably a lot more than we do now, but of partnerships with nonprofits and schools. And so that was a way, like, we had community members purchasing meals for schools, for nonprofits, and that way we could keep our workforce working, pay them with money that people were donating, and then we were making food for people that needed it. So that actually was such a nice loop of community. It really felt like I don't know, it felt like all the pieces were in place. And still does. So that has helped us. It helped us get through the pandemic, and it helped us kind of refocus our energy on what, like you said, what is really important. What matters. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I was going to give kudos. If you didn't mention that, I was going to give kudos because during COVID, when everything was so stressed and we didn't know what was happening from day to day, the porch gave us the pre-made meals to put in our freezer in our food pantry.
Wow.
And for those who were not only stressed from the pandemic, but then had additional stressors of poverty and not knowing whether they could work or not, then they could come to the pantry for help. And then to have something that was they could put it in the microwave, they could put it in the oven. It was warm, it was good, it could feed a full family. I mean, the emotional part of that, of just good home cooked meal, there's not just filling the belly, but filling the soul and the heart. And that made so many people so emotional when they came, like, I can have that, and that's my whole family, and this is so good. And it's not a can of beans, so our pantry's a little bit different that way, but it's only because of great partners like Claire and everybody else that is out there helping us that we can provide that to our community. So it was amazing.
I love that. That's I just love Winston-Salem for that reason, because I feel like, I don't have any other experience with other cities in my defense, but I feel like we just are, one big community, and we love helping each other and figuring things out when they get hard.
It's the perfect size, I feel like, for that sort of business, nonprofit, and individual loop to be. It's like you kind of know what's going on.
And you feel our town is small enough where you feel like you actually are making a difference. Like you can see the difference that you're making, which is pretty powerful.
Well, I do have to say I am a transplant, although I've been here for 28 years now. So I feel like it's home. It's always been home. But Winston-Salem as a whole is so unique, and you're exactly right. I have not found any other community, even of this size, out there on the East Coast that takes care of its people, who has a sense of community, who is just will come together at the drop of a hat to help anyone and everybody. And it is an amazing, amazing place to be.
That's great to hear from somebody who's not originally from here. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, if you're Hope du Jour, May 7th, if you are interested in looking to see what restaurants are on the list, where do you go?
You go to hopedujour.org. And I know that's horrible as far as speaking it. I'll spell it out for you. It's HOPE, Hope, D-U, Jour, J-O-U-R. That's hopedujour.org.
Okay. And you can see the full list of restaurants.
And you can see the full list of restaurants. And if I messed you up in the spelling of that, you can always go to crisiscontrol.org, and it'll be on our front page, the link to it. So crisiscontrol.org as well.
That's I feel like y'all's website, when you list all your community partners, is a good place to go look for a place to go out to eat. Not just on Hope du Jour, but it's like, like I was saying, you get stuck in your routine. And so it's nice to say, look at all these restaurants that are out there.
We hear that all the time, that people go throughout the year, they utilize
bookmark it.
and they use that as the list. I want to go someplace different, and they'll go to that list and go, we haven't tried them, and the link to every restaurant is there. You just click on the name to the restaurant, and you can get to their website as well.
So when you go out to eat on Tuesday, May 7th, do you have to say anything or do anything, or it just automatically a % of the proceeds go to crisis control?
Automatically.
Okay, cool.
You just have to go.
It's like magic.
Magic, yes.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to see I always see so much on social media of that night of people trying new places. And I try at least 2 places on the day. So maybe I'll just bump it up to 3 this year.
Well, what we'd
know.
love for people to do is to tag us on that social media.
Okay.
So either on Facebook or Instagram, Crisis for Facebook, that's Crisis Control, and on for Instagram, that's Crisis Control Ministry Inc. It's Crisis Control Ministry or Crisis Control Ministry Inc.
Okay, cool.
So tag us, and then we'll share it.
We'll reshare. I love it. We'll definitely do that. Well, ladies, we're already time to wrap up our episode, but I'm so excited for Hope du Jour this year. 34 years strong.
Yes.
Don't forget to go out to eat May 7th. Go out for a beer, go out for a dessert, appetizers. You can squeeze in all the local places.
Don't forget ice cream and a dessert.
Ice cream. I'm a big ice cream girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I know Kilwins was on the list last year. I'm sure they
are again this year.
Yes.
That's my spot. That's my favorite. So be sure to learn more about crisis control on their website, on their social media. And as always, you can find Forsyth Mags and all of our content on our website as well, forsythmags.com. And that is a wrap for today. The views and opinions stated on this podcast are solely those of the contributors and not necessarily those of our distributors or hosting companies. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without expressed written consent of Forsyth Magazines Incorporated. Whew, that's a mouthful.